Welcome to Madnate Mods. I am going to be checking the tolerance on my oil pump. This car was used, I don't know how many miles it had on it. Along with the bolt being loose on the backing plate on the oil pump, I was going to check and see how it's wearing. So let's take a look at it. So I've already taken the bolts off. I've dried this out for the most part, and we're going to check the tolerance. Now for the tip to tip, that's kind of in between right here and right here. It has a tolerance of 16 thousandths to 55 thousandths. So we're going to look at a 4 thousandths, and it slides in there. 5 thousandths. It doesn't go in there at all. Now the max is 71 thousandths, so we'll take a 7, and there's no way it goes in there at all. So we're good on that. I'm gonna go ahead and check the rotor and the case that's in between here, and it's 39 thousandths to 69 thousandths of an inch. So if we try a 4, it goes in there. 4 thousandths, 5 thousandths. It's kind of tight. There's a 6 thousandths. It's really tight. The limit is 79. And if I go to a 7 thousandths, it also goes in there. And we're going to try an 8, and it won't go in there. And I've tried to put it in elsewhere, and it will not go in there. So we're going to stop at that. So it's close to the tolerance, but it's still a good pump. If you look at the marking, the wearing on the backing plate, the only thing I see is just a little bit right here. And then this side is good, and this is between high and low side, and low and high side. I got it flipped around. Alright, so sorry guys, camera died. We're going to go ahead and put the backing plate on this pump. Before we do that, I do want to prime it, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use assembly lube. I'm going to fill these areas right here up so that it'll help it have a it'll really help prime the pump. So I'm just going to fill all these areas up right here. Oh, you know what? I forgot something. What's up, Brian?
Back up. What's that?
It's assembly lube.
I'm gonna wear
It is.
It's hilarious that's what it's called.
It's for assembling motors. Probably not.
You hide behind those eyes.
Just
They faded from brown to black again. Did you think that I would stand here and watch you leave?
But it is recording
I
everything,
said, do you remember the very first time I
including
saw
audio
you?
and stuff.
Throw some oil.
It was so unreal, I couldn't believe my eyes.
No, this one's not time lapse, so
I said,
this
do you
is actually just
remember
video.
the very first time I saw you? It was so
Maybe,
unreal,
yeah,
I
probably
couldn't
speed some of it up.
believe
I was checking the tolerance on the oil pump to make sure it's just a good oil pump, make sure it's not worn out.
That piece you were on is part of the oil pump?
This is the oil pump.
I've seen on the pump.
It's all in. I just covered it up.
Oh,
Alright, you want to see it?
I watched the video.
Watch the video. And then we're going to torque these. About 4 foot-pounds. I'll probably bolt it to the motor. So get the motor up here and this one really isn't designed to do that low of tolerances. Like,
Oh, right.
so I'm being very gentle. And that's it. Oil pump is assembled. So the last thing I was going to do, because these screws back out, is it's called staking. It's an old, I guess it's an old machinist trick. And you put little marks, or put little divots in the screw, and it kind of keeps that screw there. Even though they're torqued down correctly, I'm going to do this because this one was backed out when I pulled it off the motor. So you put it really close to the edge of the screw, and then one good whack is all it's supposed to need. Oh, that was too close. Good thing I messed up in the video. That one too. I'm trying this side. I'm having horrible luck right now. Well, that's good enough. Move on to the next one. I'm doing both sides of these screws just because I don't want them to come out. And so that's the result as the camera moves around. So that's staking, and that's all I'm going to do on this water pump or oil pump before I put it back on the motor.